Every now and then, something happens on the MarcSMP that you genuinely cannot explain. Not like, oh that was weird. I mean something where you sit back, look at your screen and think, how did we survive this long as a community? Is that the guy from Fortnite? This is the story of the Azure Games.
Wait, this looks like Squid Game.
Not the Squid Games. Azure Games. Completely different, totally original concept. Azure came up with it himself. So on day 44 of daily streaming on the SMP, Azure, one of our builders, community member, and apparently now our event organizer, had been cooking something up for weeks. He told me there was going to be a special event. Something big. Something inspired by a completely original IP. I did not ask any follow-up questions. Now before we talk about what happened, let me introduce you to the people involved. Because the Azure Games are really only as chaotic as the people playing them. We had Azure himself, the host, the mastermind. We had D3M, Azure's right-hand man for the night. We had Omega, a man who at one point claimed to have more oil than Venezuela. I don't know what that means, neither does he. We had Blue Raptor, who before the event started, got launched off a ledge by me and respawned with the energy of someone who absolutely learned nothing. We had Mr. Krieg, who spent the entire pre-game period placing buttons inside my house for no reason. We had Blue Bunny, quiet, unassuming, and as we'll find out later, secretly the most powerful man in the room. We had Vanilla Eel, who wandered into the wrong team's channel during game 1 and genuinely looked confused about where he was. We had Master Bandan, a man whose build battle tower will haunt me for the rest of my SMP career. We'll get to that. And then we had V's, who crashed before the event started, who got killed and looted in the pregame, whose inventory was already a crime scene before round 1 began, and who, against literally all odds, was ready to compete. Anyway, Azure got us all to the event arena. And listen, the arena was genuinely impressive. Big sprawling multi-room building. The guy had put real work in. He also enchanted all our armor with Curse of Binding and Curse of Vanishing, so we couldn't take it off, and it would disappear if we died. This was in retrospective a very important decision. Azure then explained the concept. Multiple minigames. If you get eliminated you're out, unless there's a revival vote. He would also be giving us food. The food mattered. Keep that in mind. Oh, and this wasn't Squid Game. This is the Azure Games. And Azure said with a completely straight face, not Squid Games. Someone immediately asked, is that for copyright reasons? Yes. Yes it is. Game 1, hide and seek. In this game there were 2 teams. Team Red, me, Omega, Master Bandam and V's. We were the Seekers with iron swords and red armor. Then you had Team Blue, Blue Raptor, Mr. Krieg, Blue Bunny and Vanilla Eel. Funny how they put both like the blue name players in like the blue... Anyway. They were the hiders with blue armor. No weapons, but they could punch us with their bare hands. Now here's where it gets interesting. Azure had hidden a chest somewhere in the building. Inside it, an immunity book. If a hider found it, they'd be teleported to safety and were immune for the round. We had 10 minutes to find everyone. And here's the thing about this building. It was big. Like genuinely big. Multiple floors, staircases, hidden rooms, and we're running through it with iron swords like we're in some kind of budget action movie. And within about the first 90 seconds, we found Vanilla Eel. He was just... there. Standing in a corridor. Not hiding, just existing.
Yeah, buddy!
Team Red erupted. We got Vanilla Eel, we got Vanilla Eel. You think we just won a tournament? We had not. We had found one man who forgot what hide and seek meant. Then we got Krieg. Relatively quickly.
Yeah, Mr. Crack died.
Wait.
He was up in a corner somewhere thinking he was being slick. He was not. And that left Blue Raptor and Blue Bunny. Which is ironic for the blue team again. Anyway, Blue Raptor was found after a bit of searching. Big W, clean elimination.
He was hiding in the lab, but there was a lab pit.
Easy. Easy. I did absolutely nothing. Easy.
And that left one person. Blue Bunny. We hunted, we searched, we were running out of hunger bars, which in a hide and seek game is arguably the most embarrassing way to lose. 7 minutes left. 5 minutes left. We could not find this guy. And then someone said, I found him. He was in a hidden room with the immunity chest. He had found it. Blue Bunny, the quietest man in the lobby, had been hiding next to the immunity book this whole time. Completely unbothered. While 4 people with iron swords were sprinting past him looking like idiots. He got teleported to safety. We couldn't touch him. Team Red wins the round. 3 eliminations. But Blue Bunny survives. With his found immunity. And an immunity book in his inventory. which as Azure would tell us later, meant something.
You guys can go back to the main area, the center area.
Between the games, Azure gathered the survivors and they eliminated.
We don't like
But-
the blue guy.
I will give you guys a chance to revive one of your friends.
It was time for the first revival vote. Everyone gets a piece of paper, you rename it on an anvil with the player you want to bring back. You put it in a chest and the most votes win. The votes came in and someone, I won't name names, had written the name as Mr. Crack instead of Mr. Creek, which caused a brief parliamentary crisis about whether the vote was valid. And after some deliberation, 3 votes went to Vanilla Eel, which meant Vanilla Eel came back. Vanilla Eel was required to meow as a condition of his return. Meow. Amazing. Now, Blue Bunny's immunity book. Azure pulled Blue Bunny aside and, via a secret private message, gave him a choice. 2 words. He could reply in a public Minecraft chat with one of them. His answer would change the structure of the rest of the game. Nobody in the game knew what the words meant. They just knew Blue Bunny had a secret choice to make. The entire server watched. Azure told him to reply in public chat. Everyone was guessing, what's he going to say, what does it mean? And then Blue Bunny typed in chat, for the whole server to see. Carrots. This meant partners would be split up. Teams would be reorganized, which meant in the next game, the person you were counting on the most might end up as your enemy. But the players didn't know. But Blue Bunny, Silent Blue Bunny, had just restructured the entire game with one vegetable. Game 2. Simon Says. The twist? In front of each pair of players, there was a barrel with a bow and an arrow. When Azure said Simon Says shoot, you could run to the barrel, grab the bow and shoot your partner. Once. The person who got shot and died eventually was eliminated. Simple. Elegant. Terrifying. What followed was 20 minutes of the most tense, chaotic, frequently rule-broken Simon Says I have ever witnessed in my life. Eventually, with pain in my heart, I had to end the one who caused the partner killing. Blue Bunny, who got absolutely smoked by my insane bow skills.
Yay!
The final shootout happened. Bandam and V's faced off. V's won.
What's up, huh?
Game 2 ended. After Simon Says came the second and final revival vote.
Guys, we will do another voting round.
Yeah, buddy!
This will be the last voting round.
The votes were counted and it came down to Creek versus Omega. The last vote was read out.
Omega.
No way! Oh my god!
Omega was back. Then came the food round.
Line up in a single file line.
Wait, he doesn't understand. Wait. See, that works.
And this genuinely is one of my favorite bits of the entire event. Azure had 4 mystery food items. Each player picked a number. You'd get a random food that was your food for the rest of the game. No more from Azure. Simple enough, right? Then Azure did something unhinged. He pulled Master Bandam aside and gave him a mystery food secretly. He then told the other players. Bandam is going to say what food he has. You have to guess if he's telling the truth. Whoever guesses right gets to trade with Bandam. Bandam gets Mark's food, Mark gets the player's food. It's a food bluff game inside a Squid Game on a Minecraft server. And I was watching my own stream at this point, wondering if I was having a fever dream. But here's the problem. Master Bandam immediately showed his food on stream. Accidentally. On camera. Someone guessed correctly. The trade happened and Bandam ended up with spider eyes. With 4 players remaining, Azure teleported us to a custom island for the penultimate game. I was paired up with V's. We played the game the V's way, meaning we used a lot of cheated in golden apples. The rules were simple, fists only. You could not touch the water around the island. Friendly fire was on, meaning me and V's could hit each other. And the same goes for Omega and Bandam. Last 2 standing advanced to the final. The fight started and it was genuinely pretty hype. Fist fights in Minecraft are underrated. Me and Bandam went toe to toe. Then Omega's armor started breaking. Actually breaking. The curse of binding meant they couldn't swap it out and it was crumbling mid-fight. But I got eliminated.
No!
Bandam got me. Fair. Skill issue. That left V's alone against both Omega and Bandam. After a long excruciating battle, somehow V survived. He was through to the final. and Bandam was the other finalist. And at this exact moment, through a nether portal, completely uninvited, appearing like some kind of ancient species, Blue Bunny arrived. Yeah, we don't know why. And now we reach the final game. The Azure Games final. Azure brought Fees and Bandam to a special arena. He told them you both choose a game. Give it a violent twist, whatever you both agree on. They both said at the same time, Build Battle. The theme, medieval, fire, ultimate defense base, and 3 minutes. The eliminated players, me, Omega, Vanilla Eel, Blue Bunny, would be the judges. Now look, I was watching from spectator, and I want to be fair to both builders here. 3 minutes is genuinely not a lot of time. Bandam had a vision. You could see it. He was going for a towering castle concept. Big central towers, walls, the whole thing. The only issue was, the tower was not in the middle. And I know that sounds like a small thing, it's not a small thing. The tower, the centerpiece of his entire build, was off center. And once I saw it, I could not stop seeing it. I'm sorry, Bandam. I genuinely am. But it wasn't in the middle. The votes came in from the spectators and Azure personally voted as well. And the verdict was clear. Fees won the build battle. Fees won the Azure Games. The man who crashed before the event started. The man who got looted in pregame. The man who was frequently locked in an isolation chamber by Azure. And the man who kept wandering off every game and almost missed his own prize. That man won the Azure Games. Now Azure had prepared prizes. Diamonds, maybe netherite. Fee's ender chest was full. Azure couldn't put the prize in. So he tried to give it in person. But Fees kept wandering off. At one point Fees ended up in the nether. Somehow. And it was during the prize ceremony. Azure, who had organized this entire 2.5 hour event, built an entire arena, designed 6 games, managed 8 players, and handled a democratic revival voting system, was now chasing his own winner around the nether trying to hand him diamonds. But luckily eventually the prizes were delivered. Azure thanked everybody and Bandam got something too. Even though his tower wasn't in the middle. It's fine. He tried. But here's the thing about the MarcSMP. It's not just a server where people play Minecraft. It's a world. And every story that happens in it. Every event. Every war. Every build. Every argument about whether a tower counts as centered, it all feeds back into the same place. Azure built something real tonight. A full event, actual games, a functioning revival system. An immunity mechanic that changed the whole game based on one word from Blue Bunny. And yeah, it was chaotic. Fees' game crashed, someone who wanted to vote for Creek called him Mr. Crack, Bandam's food got exposed on stream. I somehow had golden apples I can't account for, but that's not the chaos of something going wrong. That's the chaos of a community doing something together. The Azure Games, day 44 of daily streaming, Fees takes the crown. Now please clean up those buttons, Creek.